we're going a little to the left, over to... Alright, good morning class. Today we are discussing the topic of convergence. What is convergence? Well, specifically for this class, technological convergence is where we're having all of our technologies coming together. Kind of a basic term. There's, of course, you can do horizontal convergence and also vertical convergence. In terms of communication convergence, part of this assignment, we have chosen different ways that technological convergence has affected our specific major. Mine being human communication, I have chosen social networking, texting, blogs and wikis, email, video chat, and online video postings, and talking about how those fit in with human communication. In terms of like social networking, we have things like Facebook. Facebook has come out and it complies with the textbook saying that it is networkable, compressible, dense, and manipulable. Networkable because social media sites allow us to branch out. Compressible because you can take an entire person's life history basically and put that onto their social networking page. It's dense because there's so much information there. You can add breadth and depth to a person's life and put it right there. And it's also manipulable because the data is right there. But it's not necessarily 100% accurate. It can be changed, it can be altered. How does this affect human communication? Because now that we're using social networking sites, our human communication is altered, and you see a lot of people that disclose a lot more in reality in their conversations, and people feel almost a need to be involved in each other's lives the way that they can be when they're using their digital presence. The next one is text messages. Text messaging is a form of technological convergence that has now come up and made our communication a lot easier, but has also changed our human communication because we've now developed almost a new language. The depth and increased vernacular that was once present with older generations is now a thing of the past. People are a lot more superficial, and a lot of the jargon is almost creating its own language in text messaging. I'll be talking to friends and they'll say things like BTW and LOL. Things like that are just really changing the way that we communicate. Our next one are blogs and wikis. Blog being almost like an online journal, and a wiki being a site similar to a blog, but is editable by anybody. Many people consider their blogs to be like online journals. Now, the way that this has changed human communication is because we didn't used to be able to post our journals online for everyone to see. And so again, similar to social networking sites, there's a lot more self-disclosure. People know a lot more about each other's lives. A negative effect can also be viewed that there's a lot less that's kept. We don't have great-grandmother's journal anymore that, you know, for our children, they're not going to have a lot of those things because the computer crashes or a site goes down and you lose a lot of that information. Our next one is electronic mail or email. Email, similar to blogs and wikis, is changing human communication because the mailman doesn't just come around anymore. Of course, we still have the United States Postal Service, but it's waiting for the mailbox for a letter to come from your cousin that's across the nation. That's a different thing in our world. Email is also, again, people try to keep their email inbox clean, and so you'll find that there's a lot of records that are lost. You lose handwriting, you lose just a lot of history, which is changing our communication. Our next one is video chat, things like Skype or Google Chat, or even Facebook is now doing it too. This has changed face-to-face communication, and it's also changed the way that we live. We used to, our ancestors would travel long distances to go see old friends, see neighbors, even though they could send a snail mail letter. There was something about seeing their face that they always wanted to do, and so they would travel, and they'd risk the travel and the expense of that just to see their face and just to talk to them. And now with Skype and Google Chat and other such things, we don't do that anymore, and so it's having an effect on our economy and on the way we communicate with each other that way. Our last one that we have is online video postings, things like YouTube. This allows us to see anything that we want almost any time. It's created, in the human communication aspect, it's created a sense of instant gratification and a desire for instant gratification. And people are therefore losing a lot of patience in communication. Instead of being so excited to go to the movies to see the upcoming trailers and everything, there's now sites for that. And being able to just post your own videos, everybody wants to be a star now. Everybody wants to be the next American Idol, and so YouTube is full of people posting covers of their own songs, and that's just really changed our culture. It's given people a sense of that instant gratification, and then also like the people that want to be instant online stars. Everybody wants to be the next Justin Bieber, found by Usher. Because of that, people are almost setting their hopes up really high, and it's not living in a sense of reality. It's a way for one person to speak to the many, to really have a megaphone and to throw themselves out into the world, which is changing our communication. In conclusion, we, in our human communication, are learning and adapting to this technological convergence. We are now converging and adapting to these new technologies. Understanding the way that these technologies can affect human communication is vital to us for our existence and to keep up. We need to change our vocabulary. We need to meet the new demands. I hope this has been an informative presentation, and did I cover everything? Yep, I did. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.